Right, so we should be alive now. Let's have a look here. Let's see if we are live. Yeah, so everyone joining in now. I don't know why it's not showing that we are live, but I'm just testing the audio right now. So that's an advert. So there is a new Kaspa fork. It's not necessarily the same as Carlson coin because, they're changing up the algorithm, I believe, at least in what I've seen so far. We're going to just go through it all today. We're going to have a little look at Carlson coin, obviously, because that was the Casper fork that we covered last week. And since we covered it last week, it's like taken off. So that was a good opportunity for us GPU miners. And we've seen a HiveOS mining guide, please. Please. Yeah, I can come out with a HiveOS mining guide, not necessarily for this Casper fork, because I don't really know if there's any miners that support it necessarily, but for Carlson Coin, I can. But that won't be today, that'll probably be another video. Carlson has also changed algorithm, it's Blake 3, like, oh, have they? So, yeah, so the whole point of the Carlson algorithm change obviously was for the ASIC resistance, I suppose, but Carlson, well, Blake 3 or Blake 2 at least, still allows for FPGAs on the network in that sense, because FPGAs are on like Ironfish and they're on, what's another example? Alephium. There is FPGAs out there for them. So anyway, let's just get into it. Why not? So this is Peering Coin. Now this came out December 1st, so this was 9 days ago. I believe Carlson came out on the 28th of November. At least that's what they showed in the Bitcoin Talk forum. Or it might have been the 16th of November. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is obviously a later iteration of a Casper fork. Carlson has no ASIC resistance, false advertising. Isn't Blake 3 prone to ASICs? Yeah, Blake 3 is prone to ASICs, but nobody's really developed the ASICs onto them, if that makes sense. Like, they still have FPGAs that are developed for Blake 3, but you could change the algorithm because Blake 3 is still prone to ASICs, but nobody's developed for that yet. There is definitely a development cycle that could happen. But with Carlson hash, it's basically the same as K heavy hash. So I believe if you change the algorithm, then you would be less susceptible to ASICs developing on Blake 3. So price is going to go to minus 90% soon. I'm not sure. Though that's a bit dramatic. They can always just keep forking to avoid ASICs. Yeah, they can always keep forking, but you don't really want to keep forking algorithms on coins just because, you don't necessarily want to change algorithms. Anyway, so this is Peering Network. This is their website. Next generation decentralized transaction network. Fair launch Ghost DAG. And I know that there was some conversation about Carlson Coin being fair launched or at least pre-mined. There's no verifiable way to actually verify that, but let's just say if they did, it doesn't necessarily affect GPU miners if you're just selling for profits. And that's one of the main things is like projects can be just strictly for profitability, for us miners at least. Or if you're buying into it, then it can be for profitability as well if you're selling. But for the most part, I wouldn't necessarily stick to this. I know the emissions on Carlson Coin have been crazy. Like they're like fourth out of all proof of work coins right now, I believe, or fifth, something like that. Yeah, then we'll be focused on forking, not all focused on development like the coin. Man, all these forks are like the early Bitcoin forks. but Pyrian seems promising. Yeah, so I would say it's definitely like the Bitcoin forks as well, where you had Bitcoin SV, and then you have Bitcoin Cash, and a load of them, all trying to develop for the basically the most improved version of Bitcoin, which I know they weren't actually that successful necessarily, but most of them still are up there in the charts, like top 50 to 60 in terms of market cap. So if Kaspa takes off to that point, you probably could see a load of forks from Kaspa Coin. So they got the Ghost Tag implementation, network with built-in smart contracts, and a resource management proof of work revolution called PAIW. Instant enables decentralized, scalable, secure, all the buzzwords that we look for. The only thing that I was mainly focused on was smart contracts, because obviously Kaspa doesn't have smart contracts. And one of the main things that I also wanted to talk about was the fact that these are all running on Ghost Tag. What happens when they switch over to Dag or at least the Rust update, because all of these are on the Golang? Are they going to update as well? In terms of the development team, are they going to do that? That's a question that we got to have as well. Carlson looks manipulated. Remember BitConnect? Unrelated, but well, yeah, same sort of thing, I believe. Just a load of forks coming out. Not all of them are going to be great. Probably not going to overtake Kaspa Coin necessarily. Carlson was just received a load of hash rate because GPU miners were basically looking to mine a coin that was the exact same as Kaspa Coin, but they could be profitable on it. And you can only be profitable, obviously, if the price is going up. So when the price is up for Carlson Coin like we see, it kind of brings into question like how the price got up so quickly to allow profitability. It's at 90 cent, I believe, on ZegX. At least I think it is. Let's have a look here. It is at... Oh, sorry, it's not 90 cents, it's at 20 cent. Never mind. What did it get up to? 33 cents. But obviously, it doesn't track the same as Kaspa Coin because there's less supply of Carlson Coin out there. Good morning, old track and friends. Exactly. So there could be some manipulation in the price of Carlson. We see a massive spike upwards. You don't even know where that is. Is that like the developers or people that pre-mined it shoving a bunch of liquidity into there and just like buying up? We don't really know. Anyway, so Pyrian Coin is a fork of one of the most promising technologies in recent years and building on Kaspa's excellent work whilst introducing new innovations and benefits of block tag technology, potential of Kaspa, and in dialogue their development team and leveraging this strong foundation and connection to introducing breakthrough improvements. So let's have a little look. Switch from Blake 2B to Blake 3 demonstrates a performance boost through the speed and efficiency, prevents ASIC miners from dominating, promoting decentralized mining opportunities. Furthermore, Pyrian will implement a unique smart contract design and introduce this PAIW, a groundbreaking POW combining AI algorithm. So Pyrian is, I guess, exploring into the AI side of things as well. Pyrian's advanced blockchain enhancement cryptographic. Blake 3 is an improvement or an improved cryptographic of Blake 2. Let's see if it says anything else. Simplified API. This is what we really wanted to look at, was this introducing resource manager and proof of work. Rug pull waiting to happen, stick to Kaspa Coin. Yeah, well, so the reason of this video is obviously to look into it and to give you my opinion, because I haven't necessarily looked into it, so I'm discovering the same as you. Expanding possibilities, mining revenue, and AI synergies. Mining has long been synonymous with energy-intensive security, whatever. Introduces a paradigm shift by reaping dual benefits from this energy expenditure not only enhances network security but also creates novel revenue models for miners whilst fostering synergies with AI service providers. So are they going the same kind of route as a proof of useful work? Let's have a look at this miner. Is it going to download? Yep, it downloaded. So are they introducing proof of work in terms of proof of useful work, sorry, in terms of AI? Let's have a look at use. Oh, it's just going to take me down to the bottom. Let's have a look at documentation. Getting started, what it is, looking ahead, learning why, amazing, fast decentralization, tokenomics. So here, Ethereum was fair launched in November 2023 with no pre-mine, pre-sales, or coin allocations. I don't know if we can vet that later on in the live stream. The emission schedule follows a halving pattern once per year with smooth monthly reductions, so same as Kaspa coin. The reward for finding one block is 17 coins. So if we look here on transactions, all of these are pretty much miners. There's no other real transactions going on the network between wallets, as in no one's sending any amount above or below 17. So these are all mining rewards right now. At the moment, the current supply is 10 million coins. The maximum supply of Pyrian coins is set at 1 billion coins. So currently the coin is not listed on any exchange. Interesting to see that they both came out pretty much the same time, Pyrian and Carlson coin, so people are obviously developing. It was surprising to not see a fork earlier on, but here we are. What were we looking at? So if we go to Pyrian right here, and we go to repositories, no, we don't want that. Pyrian pad, Pyrian. So is it comes from what fork exactly? We don't really know. Pyrian GPU miner forks. Oh, this is how many people forked it, sorry. Let's have a look. Pyrian pad fork. Pad? I don't know what that, how you'd say that, but this is obviously for the node, I suppose. GPU miners there, so they don't have any external GPU miners in terms of like SRB or anything like that. Should we download it? Yeah, let's download it and unzip it. Let's see what is in there. Download suspicious file. It's great to see already. Let's see. Extract all to here. So it's just a miner in there. And then these are what? I mean, I'm not going to open it, but I was just seeing what was in the miner exactly. And we'll see on Pad as well what we get within this. Let's go for Windows. Allow this. So obviously Google Chrome, but Google Chrome flags pretty much anything that you get from GitHub. So you can kind of, you know, not take that as face value. Let's extract it. Let's see. So they have the miner within there. They have the wallet. They have the main application there and the CTL. Okay. So pretty much the same as Carlson coin in terms of like the downloads and what they provide in there. It's pretty much like any coin. Nothing too out of the blue necessarily. So currently the coin is not listed on any exchange, contributing to the network, installing, running the node, setting up a wallet. Let's have a look at the wallet setup. So the miner needs a wallet. For that, key pair is created with the command create windows.exe/create. So pretty much the exact same way that you would start up the Carlson address that you're getting. The wallet address looks like this. Every time you ask Pyrian wallet for address, you'll get a different address. This is perfectly fine. Every secret key is associated with many different public addresses. Running the miner is single threaded, so it's best to run several instances of it to utilize more than one CPU core. So is this only CPU mining right now is a question that I have, because I don't think that it is only CPU mining. If we look at the dashboard, we see 238 terahash, which you'd need a load of CPUs to get up to that, pretty much. So you can kind of say, there's that old trick, send out an exe, but it differs from the code and it's a Trojan, be careful. It's okay, I'm not opening up any of those. It's okay, Venturi, I've already downloaded enough RAM to protect my computer from anything. Saving up on some Carlson to avoid blinker fluid for my car. Well, yeah, so there was some talk about Carlson Coin actually having a keylogger within the exe for the key gen, I believe, or something like that. But obviously people got their wallet addresses fine and they haven't really seen anything past that. Now let's actually head over to the Discord and see what they've got coming out, because this is where they're going to be doing the main updates. So we're eagerly awaiting mainnet launch. So this was on the 21st, and the Bitcoin talk was uploaded on December 1st. So they had 9 days between that, right? Or 10, sorry. Unfortunately, we're experiencing a slight delay. We'll delay mainnet by 24 hours. Successful period mainnet launch. Officially started our journey. Exciting news. Base platform offering comprehensive tech support, exclusive access. Important updates. DNS provide issue service improvement. We want to inform you about some ongoing issues regarding the DNS servers. Currently these ones, so that's been fixed obviously because we saw the website just then. Explorer is under maintenance, so that was on the 2nd. People are having trouble with the node sync from Genesis. Update and a note of transparency. We've got some exciting and important news for our GPU miner project. So it is GPU mining, not CPU like they said on the documentation there. That's just something to talk about. I closed that down, but it was there. Our team has been working around the clock to bring this powerful tool, but we're completely transparent and honest with you all. We're final stage of testing. You might notice a spike in the hash rate, and we kind of did see that. If we go back to the Explorer, the hash rate, I believe I made a short video on it. It was around 3 days ago, it was at 80 terahash, and now it's up to 250 nearly. So a lot of hash rate joining onto the network. This is because our dev team is rigorously testing the 3060 Ti cards. We believe in being upfront. We're excited about what that means. Okay, great news, peering community. Our GPU miner is now released, so that's what we just saw then. Web wallet coming soon. That would be good because then we don't actually have to run the wallet through the command line. We're putting final touches to ensure it meets all our needs. Keep your eyes peeled. What is this? The Telegram resolved an activity alert. We're thrilled to announce has agreed to do over-the-counter escrow. He's well known in official listing the escrow of Kaspa and 100% trustworthy. This is an important step towards the escrow service is 3% fee, which goes directly to Pirin Developer Fund. So there is people buying and selling it. Can we find that here, right here, over the counter, so we can kind of see how much each coin is selling for on average? It's looking like 0.07, 0.085 there, 0.08, 0.9. I don't know why anyone would sell at that price. 0.05, 0.6, 0.065. So maybe we'd go for an average price, maybe of 0.065, just based on how much is going on here. Makes sense to steal from actual CAS holder wallets, get a Trojan on there, and then in the form of a miner, and then out. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do that if you just get people to. So this one was sold for 0.085. So we could do a quick calculation on, well, I don't really know what the hash rates are, so I can't actually do a calculation because if anyone could tell me what the hash rates are, I haven't actually hit any. Okay, so, well, here's some hash rates here. We've got a 3070 at 218 mega hash, 223. So let's just go for 220 mega hash on a 3070. How did we calculate this last time? We'd need to know the tokenomics firstly, which if we go down tokenomics, mission schedule follows a halving. There are block reward for finding one block is 17 coins. At the moment, the current supply is 10 million. Current supply is 10 million coins with a price of... No, you'd need to know the amount of coins produced in a day. That is what the figure we're looking for. Does anyone know how many coins produced per day for Pyrian coin? Because that's what you would determine how much there is. Does it say anywhere here? Max approximately mined. Block reward. Total in supply. No, it doesn't say per day. I mean, I'm sure that there's a way to find out, but we can't necessarily find out right here. The next block reduction is on the 23rd. Does anyone have any idea what the actual Pyrian emissions are per day in terms of the coins? Because there's 17 coins here. The current supply is 10 million, but it's actually 24 million right now. How long ago did the launch happen? Because then I could figure out how many was produced per day. If we go here, let's actually go back to announcements and we can find out. So, where is it at the top here? Delay in the mainnet by 24 hours. The new launch date will be November 22nd. So, how many days ago was that? That was, bring up this calendar. So that's 7, and then 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 days, Jesus, 17 divided by 24. What was it there? Let's just go for that. Sorry. It's 24 divided by 17. So we're currently doing the calculation for profitability of this. So every day there's this many coins produced. And you take that and you divide it by the hash rate on the network. So let's just go for 260 divided by 260. Let's have it in mega hash as well, because then it will tell us how much per mega hash. 260 terahash. It's that in mega hash, which is 1, 2, 7 zeros. There we go. That's the rewards per mega hash per day. The rewards per 1 mega hash per day of Pyrian coin. So it was said possible, what Yeti said, most run VMs and YOLO, all mine to trade Ogre directly. What is the block time? I believe is 1 second on the network. So this is the rewards per mega hash per 1 mega hash in a day of Pyrian coin, and then you would times that, let's say by sorry, where were we? Mining and hardware. Let's say you have a 3070, that's 220 mega hash times 220. That is 1.24 Pyrian coin, and then you would times that by the price. So we're looking at around 0.07. Let's go for 0.075. times by 0.075, which gives you 9 cents per day in profitability, which is kind of awful in terms of profitability when I'm thinking about it. Unless I did that calculation wrong. No, mega hash is still at that. No, that is the right calculation, I believe. If anyone wants to correct me on that calculation, it's 9 cents a day. That's on 130.70. So you'd have to have extremely low power cost, basically. About 1.5 million coins per day on 1 second block times. So what did we have? We had 1.24 million coins per day, but I suppose the day is not up total because it's still half the day to go. Even if we changed it, it wouldn't really make too much of a difference, I don't think. So that's the profitability. No, that's the revenue, sorry, in USD for 130.70 on Pyrion coin. Now, I don't know what the FPGA, because there's no way that they have that amount of hash rate. There has to be FPGAs on the network at some point, surely. Balance, hash rate. It seems the rewards on ePool have dropped a ton today. Anyone else notice? So rewards today, 80, balance, 5.51. Is there anything that says about FPGAs on the network? Heavy hash. Is that what it's called? Heavy hash? No, choose Kaspa, not heavy hash. There's no Kaspa. Oh, right. Okay, never mind then. Vast AI. What's this? I don't know why they're showing that necessarily. Is the pool running tests? What is this pool? e4pool.com/Pyrion. Okay, so there is a pool for it. Is that right? Okay, so the hash rate on this pool is 1.37. Total miners 250. Let's have a look on the miners. So there's a top miner here with a gigahash of 276, which is... Jesus, I gotta do this calculation again. Mega hash calculator. Gigahash 276, 276. That's this mega hash. And then it's divided by 220. How many? So there's 12,500. 12,500 3070s mine into this wallet, which is kind of insane. Nobody is putting that amount of hash rate onto just like an average coin that popped up 5 days ago. That's so much power that you'd have to expend. So I'm pretty much willing to say that FPGAs have been on the network at least. But I mean, look at how many workers they have. Or is this hashing? Yeah, there's no way that that's not an FPGA. There's 12,500 3070s. Like, no one has... Well, there are people that have access to that amount of GPUs, but it'd be way more efficient to do it on FPGAs. Okay, well, you know, as we saw with Carlson Coin, probably has FPGAs on the network as well. If it doesn't, then some big people are mining this coin, and I wouldn't really say that's a good thing either. We know that FPGAs were going to come onto the network anyway if they didn't switch the algorithm, but I thought switching to Blake 3 would kind of counteract that for a little bit. But it does make sense because Blake 3 does have FPGAs for lithium, so there's, you know, not much change in the FPGA. You just kind of move it over to, well, you'd have to move it over to a different stratum and port. But when you make FPGAs, you're not necessarily making them for a coin, you're making them for the algorithm. And if you already have FPGAs on those algorithms, then you can pretty much say that FPGAs can move from a coin to a coin. Same with ASICs, like all those Ethash ASICs. They can move from Ethereum Classic over to Octaspace because they're the same algorithm. So there's not really much discussion about FPGAs because there probably is FPGAs on the network. Even with 197, that's still around 5,000 3070s. That's kind of viable, but you wouldn't really want to put that much hash rate onto a coin that came out 10, 20 days ago. I mean, I'm not claiming that there is FPGAs on the network, but you'd be pretty stupid to put 12,500 GPUs on a coin that came out like 20 days ago. What's this showing? Is this showing a miner at all? No, I don't think it is. So with a 3090, you can get 883 mega hash. Okay, so maybe that kind of takes it down a little bit because you'd have how many 3090s on a network at 276 gigahash? You'd have probably, it'd be 12 divided by 4. So 3,000 3090s, that's still a lot of GPUs. But I mean, you could also rent out from Vast AI, I suppose, if you didn't necessarily want to have all your own GPUs there. I mean, I'm sure you can rent out from NiceHash and stuff like that as well, but Vast AI is more kind of decentralized, let's say. Like, they don't have any control over where it would be directed. It's all just you go into somebody else's machine and use that hash rate. So people are mining it on Hive. 3060 is getting 293. That's pretty good efficiency, actually. But I'm willing to assume that the FPGAs on the network, the fork is called Pirin. I can show you here. Pirin Coin or Pirin Network, whatever they want to say. The latest on this, unveiling Pirin, short intro, how to start. So this came out September 17th. So they've been working on this for a while. No, we don't want that. Looking ahead, not really much on here, to be particularly honest. Is there anything on the Twitter comments or something like that? The GPU miner just released. So that's on the 8th of December. So that's probably why we saw so much. Look, Blake 3 FPGA mining machine was born. Yeah, the Superscaler K10, if anyone has one, it can actually mine on Blake 3. You can get some not software, but you can get a bit stream that will be able to mine it. Could you give us a listing date? Okay, these are just discover more. Is there anything else here? Ladies and gentlemen, web wallet is hard at work. Just have a look at the comments. Got any socials other than X? Looks like the links on the website are not working. What's the tokenomics? 1 billion total with Kaspa's release curve. Okay, so it is the same as Kaspa release curve, just divided by 21. But how would they release it? They'd have to do the same thing as Carlson. That Carlson basically sped up the first release curve to do it quicker. But if it's moving at the same rate of Kaspa Coin's emissions, then you would see... Here it is. Total mined, you would just divide this by 21 then. I believe, because there's... No, 28, sorry. Because there's 28. That's within a month. So there's going to be 46 million. That kind of tracks out, actually. 46 million. 24 right now, and it launched 15 days ago. So. But as I said, definitely there's like massive hash rate coming onto this network. Like even with Carlson Coin, we saw like a massive spike upwards. Even if it was Blake 3, there's still FPGAs out there for Blake 3. There's just no public bit streams for it. Centralization. Pirin is a great place to emphasize on fairness. amazing fast, ghost tag. In less than 10 seconds, a transaction is effectively processed and verified. Interesting to see all this. Running a miner. Installing the software from source code, running the node, setting up a wallet. Keep going through all these. Let's just go to the FAQ, general. How does Pirin's block tag architecture enhance scalability and transaction speed? Block tag based on ghost tag protocol allows multiple blocks. Right, okay, so that's just like same as Kaspa coin. How to set up CLI node, how to make Pirin node accessible. What should I do if Pirin node is not syncing? How to check the status, different data storage locations for, we don't really want to know. How to start mining. Just use the Pirin miner tool, run it on command. What are the system requirements? Dual core CPU, at least 3 GB of RAM, which can spike up to 8 during syncing. I recommended. Okay. On multiple computers, yes, use Pirin miner on each machine. So the GPU miner just came out for it. And does that, well, I mean, somebody can develop FPGAs based off that pretty easily, I suppose. How do I restore? How do I create? What if I forgot my Pirin wallet? Okay, it's crucial to keep your wallet safe. Stuff like that. So suppose any exchanges already, what algorithm? After a small delay, it's been successful. Today releases its Genesis block and the journey officially begins. I'd like to see the actual network though. On the block explorer, obviously it shows the network, but it's not going to show the first block. Okay, so there are transactions going on the network. We're seeing actual money moving now, but previously there wasn't any Pirin moving around. Hide transactions, show Coinbase transactions. We don't really need to see that. So they have some sort of encryption somewhere, because if we go back here and we like click on this person has 0 transaction counts and they have this much, but that could have been because it came from Coinbase. It all makes sense if you don't think about it. I mean, it all makes sense if I don't think about it, because then it wouldn't make any sense. But right, so this explorer is not really working. Okay, let's have a look at this. This is the same wallet that we just looked into. I'm trying to show you some encryption that they had, because I believe that there was encryption somewhere along it. No, maybe. This has 21,000. If that's selling at what? Okay. Times this by 0.075. How much is that in the wallet? That's $1,600 in that wallet. If you were able to sell it. Is there any actual sales going on? That's our price discussion. Let's have a look. What wallet can be used? Hello friends, transaction density is increasing. Please shop safely. Order by price, amount, method, escrow. You have to find a seller, send him money. Be careful, it's really full of scammers. Use escrow. I could have easily scammed $500 today. So market cap would be around 2 million of last buy of 0.075. Let's check that out, because we can do that calculation pretty easily. Let's go back to the dashboard. This number here times 0.075 gives us 1.8 million in market cap USD. The Discord link isn't working on the site. Is it possible for you to share and invite the link in chat? Yeah, so I realized that as well. What you have to do is you have to go over to their Twitter page, and then on this post, so it's just below the GPU miner post, this Discord link will work. I thought that it was like pretty much, I thought that they'd shut down the network all over again because the invite link didn't work, but that's the new link right there. If that helps any of you get into the Discord. This is a Period Explorer for DAG overview. You can query addresses, blocks, and transactions. Partial MC is like 1.5 million right now. Let's keep going. He's a Kaspa official escrow. I mean, personally, I wouldn't trust, buying coins from here. Exchange, like when it exchange listed, obviously you'd make money here before it lists on an exchange because then the price might go up. But I personally would say that there's probably a lot of scammers in here trying to buy or sell over the counter. Just be careful, I guess. So there's not really much we can see. I'd like to see a block DAG overview because they can definitely do it because you just take the same structure that Kaspa coin has for their DAG visualizer and just implement it for yours. Then we could see the blocks on the network. We could, in theory, scroll back to the first block to see if they did pre-mine or anything like that. Is there anything that shows the top wallet addresses or not? So there's no transactions to show on a lot of these miners. Is that what I'm getting at here? But they're getting it from the Coinbase, is what I'm assuming. This one's got 2 transactions, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is an actual one that should have a transaction count within it, which has got 56,161. Let's see how much that is sitting in that wallet. Okay, so 4,200. So there's a lot of people out there with big wallets, I suppose. I mean, they're probably mining with... Actually, what was that pool that we were just on? There we go. Pool is running private test mode. There'll be additional notifications about the public launch. So they're private right now for the most. Look at the luck on the network as well. It's actually pretty good. Discord, GitHub, here an official Telegram. Let's go to this miner. So this is their address in theory. Open address in the blockchain browser, right? So the top miner only has 6,766. Are you sure that this is to open the address miner and not the address of multiple? And they only started mining 2 days ago, because I suppose that's when the GPU miner came out. Is there any miners that have history? Okay, there's one on the 6th of the 12th. Let's keep going down. Nope. Let's look at the second biggest one there. That's on the 8th, sorry. On the 7th, we just looked at that one. On the 6th there, 72 gigahash. You could kind of do 72 gigahash with. So this is when GPUs jumped on the network. They were obviously mining it. They could have been mining it on a CPU there. The rewards were super high here. And it looks like it just dropped down. Does that mean that they got the GPU miner first? Before anyone could get a hold of it? I don't know. Let's have a look in the Explorer. Interesting. There's the one thing about cryptocurrency that I do like is the fact that you can just basically look around, like, to see if people are getting a certain amount of cryptocurrency through their wallets on what kind of gigahash and stuff like that. So current is 10 gigahash here. But this person back here at 274 gigahash, this is coming from, I'm assuming that this is all rigs. If it isn't, and it is FPGAs, because they're so similar, And that's the problem, is that all these hash rates are very, very similar. Like, you would assume because they're similar, they're the same FPGAs. But, you know, I can't exactly make that assumption. I mean, these are not exactly too similar, but a lot of them are sitting at 5.4, which is like bang on 5.4 or around that range. I don't know if there's any Kaspa FPGAs that hit 5.4 gigahash. Or with like a bunch of them, sorry. I'm just looking at here at the names of the workers because, you know, somebody might. So this is a rig. This is somebody obviously connecting to the miner. This is at home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting to see what people are putting as their worker rig names. I'll buy the whole wallet for 3 USD. Yeah, well, you know, that's probably... This is a large amount of hash rate on one rig when I'm just thinking about it. So these would have to be 40 series cards on that rig. Or it could be, you know, a big rig of 3090s if you had 10 on there, but I don't even know where you'd get a power supply to power that necessarily. So this is a whole, obviously, 3070 rig here. They have 3070 rigs all running there. Then 2060s, another bunch of 3070s. I don't know what L3 or L2 would mean. So maybe there isn't FPGAs on the network. There's just a lot of big people on there. 56 XT. 5600. 5700. Interesting. Well, this is obviously in private test mode, so will be additional notifications. But where's the rest of the hash rate coming from? Because I believe that this pool is at 1.79 terahash, and on the Explorer, if we go back, there's nearly 300 terahash on the network. So, you know, help pool. Is there anything on here that says where the pools are? You can see your previous balance on the pool, old fix, solo old. Oh, okay, so this is 305 gigahash. So where is the rest of, like, that's a stupid amount of terahash without pools, you know? So people must just be mining away on their own. Crazy. I can't see there being too much in terms of, like, minimum payment is 50 hourly. And you'd be getting in, what, 17 per block? You're probably going to mine a block every... Let's check with this one. Hash rate is 59 gigahash. And their rewards today were only 408. If we go to miners, let's go down to like 4.76 gigahash. So you need around 8 gigahash on this network to get a payout per day on the pool, which is quite a lot actually when I'm thinking about it. 8 gigahash for 50 Pyrian coin, which would be 50. Let's go for 56. Why not? It gives you $4.2. That's not necessarily good profitability, I don't think, for this network right now, unless you're one of the top people that started mining it as soon as the GPU miner came out. And that's one of the things is if you're early to these things, then you're going to see profitability way more than a lot of the other people. Even when we're looking at that pool, the miners, you can see this top one here. The hash rate spikes up on the 7th because this is in theory, CPU mining, and then GPU mining comes on. They probably get the GPU miner before, or at least were the first to get on it, and then the rewards drop down because everyone else finds out that the GPU miner came out, and then they start putting their GPUs on there. Just, you know, it kind of happens. It happened with Carlson Coin. Anyway, let's check up on Carlson Coin, because Carlson Coin actually just released, I believe, the not the wallet, but the website. So here is the new website for Carlson Coin. We'll keep that open just in case anyone asks any questions about it later on. So I believe that they're working on the web wallet or something like that. ZX, it was trading at 22 cents. So just keep that in mind if you wanted to know. Explorer, let's have a look. They haven't changed anything, I don't think. You see like how this is the exact same as Pirin. I mean, it was probably ported over from Kaspa coin, and then Pirin ported it over and just changed a bunch of things. Obviously, they're going to do that. Faucet coming soon. Okay, I click that, and it just takes me back to here. Bridge for what exactly? Carlson Stratton to solo mine on your own. Network dashboard. Is it just going to take me to the same thing? Wow. That is a lot of terahash on the network since we made our last live stream. I'm just going to give you some perspective on how much terahash there was last on the live stream, because that's a crazy amount of terahash when I'm thinking about it. So this was last week, right? And right, come on. Let's find one where we're looking at the terahash. Okay, so this was last week, exactly 7 days ago from here. It was at 35 terahash, and now it's up to 670 terahash on the network, which is crazy. That's what, a 20x increase in terahash? That's an insane amount. Difficulty is up to 353. Block height, well, this is at 1.5 million, and now it's at 2.1 million. So block height's going up, terahash is going up. Probably going to become unprofitable in a couple of weeks, I guess. But GPUs, if we go here, it's still profitable. As you can see, the 4090 making good profits. I know Ethereum plus Carlson, that's good profits as well, just because the two algorithms don't necessarily clash with each other. But that's pretty much Ethereum level profits that we were seeing with the 3090 back with Ethereum, and the 4090 is producing Ethereum level profits on Carlson coin. That's at 10 cents. Let's bump this up for the people that have higher. 30 cents per kilowatt hour. You're still making $5 a day on 14090. I know the ROI is not necessarily great, but that's still good ROI times. At 10 cents, the ROI is 286 days, which is around the ROI of what Ethereum was looking at, slightly higher. Ethereum, when we were mining it, it was back in the heyday, let's just say. The ROI was probably around 6 months for a 1660 Super. So I think on the 30 series, it was around that as well. A lot of them, and the A1000 series. So still great profitability here that we're seeing from Carlson coin, which I don't know how they're upkeeping that profitability, and we'll see in the future, I guess, of how this plays out for Carlson coin. But with Pirin, it's not looking like this same profitability is happening, because it was at like 9.90 cent or whatever per day. But it could take off, like the network could take off, but we'll have to see. Is there anything else apart from Carlson coin that's not making profits? Like if we look down here. So there's NearAI on the CMP 170. There's Lithium and NearAI for the A5000. even on these old cards, it's still profitable. Like, are we gonna hit no negative profits ever? Okay, so even profitable on the, well, not the Intel arc, sorry. So even profitable on the 570 from AMD and the 470, 590. That's insane to see the profitability of Carlson Coin still up there since last week. I did the calculation last week and it was good profitability, but I didn't realize it would be as good profitability because we were calculating it at around 9 cents per coin because that's what it was selling on over the counter on the actual Discord, and now it's up at 22. I suppose the profitability is way better than what we calculated it at. Crazy to see. So yeah, we've just got to ask the question, how long is this gonna, how long is this gonna last? It could last for a while. Who knows? Anyway, don't miss out. If you want to mine Pyrion coin, mine at your own risk. Or if you want to mine Carlson coin, mine at your own risk. They have some good features, I guess. But for the most part, I'd stick to more provable coins. Or if you're mining for profitability, mine and sell. Take your profits because it's going to be way better than just holding onto a coin that could go down to zero in theory. Anyway, we've pretty much explored everything we wanted to explore in this live stream around Pyrion coin. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below or whatever, and I'll try answer them after the stream. Or you can hit me up on Twitter if you have any questions around like this whole coin and what my opinions are. But if you watch the whole stream, you kind of know my opinion is just like mine at your own risk. If it's profitable, sell and convert into a better cryptocurrency. Like even Bitcoin was just, just converted into that. Anyway, that's it for the stream. Thanks guys for joining. It was only a short stream, but we looked into this and I gave my opinions. There's probably FPGAs on the market. The price of the coin, if we're going off Carlson, is probably going to be double what it is when it lists. So calculate that profitability outwards to be double if it does list on an exchange. And obviously, you can mine it through this website. And the official website is Pyrion.network. So thanks for all sticking around, and I'll see you in the next live stream or the next video.